Recording in progress.
Good afternoon, all of you. Good afternoon becomes good evening also. Last session, we discussed about some points related to JavaScript, history and the relation between the ES and the JS. Now see the continuation. So this is our next point here. Originally, JavaScript, it's not programming language because the name observe that one, it's a JavaScript. Scripting language. Yesterday clearly said programming languages are one category, scripting languages are the another category, markup languages are the another category. All these are comes under the languages only. So then why with which name we have to pronounce the JavaScript, with which name we have to call this JavaScript, sir? Yesterday onwards I am saying, sir, better use the scripting language instead of programming languages. But sometimes even myself also I'm using programming. Sometimes I'm pronouncing like that. You are violating your explanations, sir. No, sir. Situations demanding. So why, sir? I listed some names. Observe, sir. Nowadays, these are the very popular names in our web technologies. Audio problem, huh? So these are the very popular technologies in our web. Ajax, jQuery, JSON, Angular, Node.js, React.js, something like. But what is all these six are? Web technologies are frameworks. Angular is the framework. Node is also framework. And Ajax, JSON, some web technologies are also available. But for all these things, coding support required. For all these six items, there's no 16 items available, but space problem, and I just mentioned 6 items only. We have a lot of like this. So for all these web frameworks, web technologies, background coding support required. That coding, they're taking the support from the JavaScript. These all are the front and that is the back. So we are working with Angular. Angular backside JavaScript is available. We are working with the Node.js, backside JavaScript available. We are working with React applications, backside again JavaScript is available. But they don't have coding capacities, sir. Yes, sir. Frameworks to technologies, they're unable to write the coding. Not only here, everywhere in our IT industry. Suppose Java's framework, Spring available. Spring is one of the Java framework. Or Django, sir, one of the Python's framework. Flask, one of the Python framework. And every subject frameworks available. Can you write the directly logic in Spring framework, sir? Not possible. Any Python students available? Can you write the direct code in the Django or Flask, sir? No chance. If you want to write the coding in Django or Flask, Python coding is required. But why Django, sir? It's a framework. Every framework, they need the support of the one language. So Spring Hibernate frameworks. Can I write the directly Spring Logic, sir? Spring Logic not invented up to now by the Oracle Corporation. But how we can solve the problems in Spring, sir? With your core Java knowledge. Core Java code you are repeating in the Spring again. Python code you are repeating again in the Flask. Like that JavaScript code we are repeating in the Angular, React, Node, JSON. So we are learning only JavaScript. This one future used in all these technologies. So without this scripting, most of these unable to work it. But Ajax is there, na? J stands for JavaScript only, sir. But jQuery is available. J stands for JavaScript. JSON available. JS means JavaScript. And Node.js, JS means JavaScript. React.js, JS means JavaScript. Every technology inside JavaScript participation is available. So Angular developer, they are calling JavaScript is my programming language. Angular developer, they are calling JavaScript is my programming language. We are Angular developer? No. Future right now. No, right now. 2 to 4. This is our session. In this 2 to 4, we are Angular developer. No. Are you Node developers? No. So we are only JavaScript developers. So we have to call as a scripting. And those people are calling it is a programming language. That is the difference. So all these web technologies, they are using JavaScript as their programming language. That is the meaning. But originally JavaScript is scripting language. So that don't like conveyed here, sir. Next one. I'm going to explaining JavaScript features, sir. Not advantages. I'm going to explaining the JavaScript features. Voice problem. Observe this sentence, sir. We have almost 8 words here. What is that 8, sir? These all are the features of the JavaScript. Speed means performance, lightweight, interoperability, extending functionality, dynamic, loosely typed, single-threaded, open source, freeware. Simple words, and every word meaning is available. We have to discuss those. Every subject, some features compulsory, sir. Like that, these all are my JavaScript features. But we don't know the meanings of this every feature or every word, sir. I'm going to focusing that only. If you know these features, then you will get the interest. Oh, JavaScript, this type of specializations. So learning interest is comes. First, simple points I'm explaining, sir. Freeware and open source. These words we know very well because HTML starting days onwards, I'm using these words. HTML is the open source and HTML is also freeware. Like that, JavaScript is the open source and JavaScript is also freeware. Means you don't need to purchase any license for using of JavaScript. License not required, no need to pay any money. But downloading software, sir, we don't need to download any software. HTML, CSS, are you downloaded any software specially? Are you installed any special softwares? Editors we install, but softwares, no. So JavaScript also no downloads, no installations. Or how can work it, sir? Same your regular last 1 month onwards, what you are doing, continue the same thing. Use the same editor, type in the same style, run from the browser. That's all. Directly we'll get the output. No downloads, no installations, no path settings, no something else. But software is not available. Then why we have to purchase the license? Not necessary. Then what is this open source, sir? How we can see the HTML source codes, others programs, other website, JavaScript source code also visible. If you are interested, you can copy that code and use in your programs. No objections. Open the Google, open the Facebook, open the Flipkart. What are the JavaScript they developed? The lines visible along with your HTML code. So if that lines are useful for your program documentation, copy that and use in the program. Nobody is going to objecting. Open source, visible source code, freeware, no license required. Now comes to the first point. Speed. What is the speed, sir? Performance, sir. Speed is nothing but an performance. So JavaScript programs are executes very faster compared to so many softwares. So many you can imagine yourself, no problem. Names I can't use directly, the controversy. So many you can fill with your own. Really that much of speed is working, sir. Not immediately I'm unable to show it, sir. Or 10-15 examples after I'll show the how much speed it is working. Time calculation also possible in JavaScript. Or 10-15 programs after, if we discuss about the speed, you'll also understand betterly. So one of the specialization of the JavaScript, high performance. very faster executing, sir. Suppose your understandability purpose, I'm explaining one small thing. Loops, one of the popular topic in almost all softwares. For loop, while loop, do while loop, something something. Here also we are going to discussing loops in future. I designed one loop for rotating of the 10,000 times and 10,000 iterations, like this 10,000 iterations. Normally 10,000 iterations, if you want to complete it as per your previous subjects knowledges, can you say the how much time is required without subject name? Without subject name, can you say the time? Don't say the subject name, just convey the time only. 5 minutes. Oh, too much here. 1 second. 2-3 seconds. Which subject you know previously as per that subject. Starting loop with 1, ending with loop 10,000. Your programming point of view, this is I'm saying here. I equals to 1, I less than or equals to 10,000, I plus plus. This is my loop. So for this loop execution, 10,000 times execution of this loop, as per your previous subjects knowledge, how much time you are expecting? Say the time only. Don't say that subject name. Say the fingers. 2 seconds. Minutes. Okay. That person point of view, 2 minutes. Your point of view, 10 seconds. 5 seconds. 1 second. Okay. Girls, 2 seconds. Minutes. Okay. So you have different opinions here, right? Reasons are into different subjects, different subjects. In JavaScript, if you want to run this program, sir, 2 milliseconds enough. Just 2 milliseconds. That is the speed of the JavaScript. Meaning is that one. A first point, that is 2 milliseconds. Generally, most of the subjects, they are not supported. Minimum 2 seconds or 3 seconds or 4 seconds are required, sir. Some of the subjects say that 30 seconds required to finish this loop. Subject name I'm not specifying, but some subjects, some languages, 30 seconds required. Maybe you are never worked on that one, sir, never observed also, because we are writing just like as a for loop, finding the prime number, printing the natural sums, but time calculations, 90% we are never going to focusing on that one, right? So future you can try to focus on that one while working. After today evening you can try write one for loop to print the 1 to 10,000 numbers in our language, right? Calculate the time. Tomorrow we'll discuss about that. And the next one is the lightweight. The next one is lightweight. So what is the meaning of lightweight, sir? Less code, more operations. One quotation available in our real life. Less luggage, more comfort, right? Less luggage, more comfort. Recent Dasara holidays, you did the same thing, right? But I did the more luggage, less comfort. And a family ki bachelor ki difference available. So JavaScript is less luggage, more comfort, sir. Means you are writing number of lines very less, sir, but we can produce the more outputs. How it is possible, sir? I said it's a scripting. In scripting scenario, what is one of the advantage, sir? Detailed coding not required. Detailed coding, elaborated coding not necessary. We can go for the shortcut coding here. Scripting is a specialization, sir. Suppose if you want to print a high message in programming languages, high message, minimum 4 to 5 lines of code required. In any programming language, minimum 4 lines compulsory, sir. But in JavaScript, a single line is enough. Scripting languages, anything, not only JavaScript. These points, what I'm explaining, applicable to all scripting subjects. So programming languages are the heavyweight components. Scripting languages are the lightweight component. Detailed code not necessary. Elaborated information not necessary. Write the main steps and run it. That's all. But some steps missing, sir. The software will take care about those. What are the some steps you are missing? Those all the steps the software will managing that one. Simple points, sir. Without semicolon, can you write the logics in any language? but JavaScript allowing that one. A semicolon showed the way, go ahead and there's some work reduced only. Some work reduced because 20 steps, if you write 20 steps ending semicolon, semicolon, semicolon compulsory. But here we are not using single semicolon, but program is executing 100% successfully executing. It is some work reducing. Next, when you are writing the generally steps, curly brackets generally required. Open curly bracket, closing it. Not necessary here curly brackets. Leave those also. But if you are eliminating one by one like this, so this program is becomes as this much. It's called as lightweight concept. So full coding, we don't need to focus. The major steps, actual coding, we are focusing. Formality steps available, some steps, those we are writing just like as a formality purpose. A formality steps, translators will manage those. It's not creating the burden for the developers. Next one, interoperability, sir. Our top diagram is called as the interoperability. This diagram is called as interoperability. The JavaScript, they have the capability to work within other softwares, other technologies, other something. JavaScript, they have the capability to work or to run within the other web technologies. That is called as internally operations supporting interoperability. Interoperability meaning the diagram, sir. But what I explained diagram, JavaScript using Angular or Angular using JavaScript? External who? Angular. Internal who? What is this? Internal. Interoperability. So JavaScript is always working inside the other softwares. They have the capability, that one. Is it the advantage, sir? But then only not those all are taking the support of JavaScript. Next one, extending functionality is one of the special of the JavaScript, sir. Extending functionality. First 7 points specializations of the JavaScript. Last 2-3 points common for most of the subjects. What is the extending functionality, sir? But JavaScript is also one language. I said every language they have their own library. Every language they have their own library. A library inside what we have, sir? Predefined functions, so predefined methods, so predefined classes, so something all predefined. But HTML providing predefined tags, CSS providing the predefined properties and selectors. Like that, JavaScript is a internally library available. Library inside so many predefined things are available. What are the predefined things available, sir? Predefined functions, predefined methods, predefined classes, and predefined objects. Something. As per their internal content. But what is the special of that extending functionality, sir? I have my own library. My developers, they can utilize my library in the programming. At the same time, I'm ready to work with other libraries also. I'm providing my libraries, plus I'm ready to work with other libraries also. Yesterday, I explained the ES and JS. In JS, we are discussing JS topics plus ES topic. But ES is JavaScript own concept. Third party concept only, na? Developed by others, implementing by myself. Not only ES like that, the example I am saying, like that, so many APIs JavaScript supporting. So developed by some person, developed by some company, but JavaScript is ready to work with those. That is called as the integration process. Extending functionality. Extending means what, sir? But extending when it is happens, if actual is available or without actual. And something already is there, plus add-on. That add-on is called as the extending. An example, tomorrow our session extending up to 5 o'clock. Example, just example, not taking, because I have 4 o'clock session, you have 4 o'clock sessions, other sessions. So tomorrow our class extending up to 5 p.m. The meaning what, sir? 4 to 5 hour class? 2 to 5 hour? And 2 to 5 original time? 2 to 4. 4 to 5 is called as extension. The actual thing is available. Original 2 hours plus extra 1 hour. But a point what I'm saying, sir, extending functionality. I have my own functionality. Plus I'm supporting additional. Additional is called as the third party libraries. That additional is called as the third party libraries. Other companies develop libraries, other developers develop libraries, anything I'm ready to support. You can use that one in programming also. And the next point is dynamic, sir. What is meaning of dynamic, sir? JavaScript is dynamically typed programming. JavaScript is dynamically typed programming. Maybe Python students, you know this point, right? Because Python is also dynamically typed programming. Or C, statically typed. Java, statically typed. .NET also statically typed. No dynamic concept. There's some software supporting, some software not supporting, sir. We can't do anything. So what is the meaning of dynamically typed, sir? Without declaring the variables, we can use directly in our programs. The variable declaration, object creations, arrays declarations, it's not mandatory in JavaScript. You don't need to focus on declarations. You can directly focus on the uses. But suppose see here, a equals to 10. Generally, as per mathematics point of view, it is called as assigning. With mathematics knowledge, this is called as the assigning. This is also assigning and this is also assigning. I have the 3 assigning steps. But based on the programming languages guidelines, if you want to assign any value, before that you have to declare that variable. But I don't have any declarations. As steps correct, sir, you will get output also. No declarations, but my program executing and you will get the output also. So, who declares the variable, sir? Software is declaring the variable. At the time of translation, what are the declaration steps missing? That all the declaration steps are added by your translator. So some more work is going to reducing on the developer. Raisa, gadda, grasa, raisa. What we are eating daily? Grasa, raisa? Huh? Grass anukunta, I think. Yellow grass. You are yellow grass, that person green grass. I think understand anukunta. Rice aithe convert. No sir, we are that category ante continue. So this is the points at dynamic declarations. Programmer defined the anything that is the static. Programmer defined anything that is the static. Programmer not defined, sir, those all the declarations your translators will managing, sir, and that is called as the dynamic. So throughout the JavaScript, all over the JavaScript, even projects also, declaration is not matter. So JavaScript translators never focusing on the declaration steps. Programmer defined the variable or not defined, after definition using, before definition using, it never thinking you are using variable or not. Yes, okay, run the program, that's all. But generally, this is actual steps, sir. With the general programming knowledge, this is the step generally. After these 3 steps, these 3 steps are comes. But in JavaScript, these 3 not necessary. You can write that second 3 only. Still program executing 100% output it will comes. So dynamic declaration. But one more point available. Observe na? Connection to second point, lightweight. Code reduced or not? So you are becoming slowly lightweight from the heavyweight. The previously with the heavyweight, sir, we are maintaining better diet. So slowly slimming up. That is only happened. Finally, program comes to 0 size from my size. One of the special feature of the JavaScript. And the next one is loosely typed. Loose in the sense no restrictions. Loose in the sense, no restrictions. Restricted programming, loose programming. Two is available. Restricted programming, loose programming. It is simple under simple example, sir. When a supermarkets available, so many supermarkets already groceries packed with half kg, with 1 kg, with 2 kgs. But DMart loose available. Almost all groceries loose available, including the rice also. Sugar, Bombay, Idli Rava, Bombay Rava, something, whatever it may be. What is the advantage in loose, sir? How much quantity you require? Exactly the same quantity we can take. What is the problem in packed, sir? You need 20 grams, but you have to purchase compulsory 50. And they're forcing us. Hey, customer, you must purchase this one. Aren't they? 2 kgs packet available, sir. You need half kg, but you search the entire supermarket. Half kg packets not available. What you are doing? Compromising and purchasing of the 2 kg. The 1.5 kg you are spending extra money or not? Forcibly compiling. They're compiling the customers languages like that. DMart and scripting concept. 56 grams you require. Take exactly 56 grams only. 1 gram also you don't need to take extra. Exactly 56 grams we don't know idea, sir. Then only that they're placing the weighing machines also besides of that one. Extra we got it, sir. Remove that one. Simple. But madam required 10.5 grams required, sir. Exactly 10.5 exactly. Madam required. Taking the cover, placing slowly one by one, 10.5 grams packet. Loose. Freedom available. Packed. Freedom not available. Interest not interested. You must purchase the packet, the whole packet. So restricted, not restricted meaning is that one. This one applicable to again our programming. What is meaning of loosely means? Programming side. It is second step, see that, sir. A is one of the variable. Initially, I stored the 100 in A variable. After some steps, same A, that variable we can store for the integers. The same variable we can also use for double values. First one integer, 10, 100. Second one, 10.56, double value, the floating value. Third one, string. Fourth one, boolean. 4 types of values, but stored in one variable only. It never happens in our previous concepts. Because previous concepts all are the strict languages. Because see this one. Suppose I define one variable like this, sir. Int A. One variable defined like this. But in these 4 steps, so 1 step correct, balance 3 steps are valid. Colors also I changed already. Black color valid, red colors all are invalid. Where in this subject or other subjects, programming languages are who are not loosely typed. Who are not loosely typed. In that subjects, these 3 steps are wrong. But who are supporting the loosely typed, in that these all 4 are the correct only. So JavaScript correct, JavaScript type of point subjects, others are available, others into Python. In Python, that is also correct. C++, this family is wrong. Because those are the strict and this is the loose. So what is the advantage of this one, sir? Multi-purpose, reusability. And as well as we can reduce some steps also. Because if you want to store normally these 4 values, you have to define the 4 variables separately. But here we can adjust with the single variable. Declarations reducing and memory is also reducing. And the next one is the single threaded, sir. The next point is single threaded. What is the meaning of single threaded, sir? JavaScript is able to perform only one task at a time. JavaScript is originally able to perform only one task at a time. Means, so already I started some coding execution. Some logic I started execution, sir. So parallelly, can I start the one more logic, sir? No. That is not possible. Parallelly starting of second logic, third logic, fourth logic, that is called as the parallelism. That parallelism is nothing but an multi-threading. But I'm not multi-threading, sir. I'm single-threaded only. I can run only one logic at a time. I can run only one logic at a time. Maybe if you have some Java.NET, the multi-threaded. The one prime number logic running side by side, you can run the unique number logic also. Side by side, you can run the Pascal triangle logic also. No problem. You'll get all the three outputs at a time on the screen. That is concept of multi-threaded. But single-threaded, you can do the three tasks, sir. But how? One after one, not side by side, one after one. First, I started A task. I wait to finish the A task. A task completed, sir. Then start the B task. Completed, sir. Then start the C task. But now at a time, how many sessions you can attend? How many sessions at a time you can attend? One. You are also single-threaded. Up to 4 p.m. you can't attend the another batch because already this batch is running. This side HTML, this side Oracle. I select star from employee, H1 hello, this side public void static main. No, multi-threading concept. That multi-threading JavaScript not supported, sir. No, sir, I'm attending 4 sessions per day, sir. Per day 4 sessions, but not at a time. Maybe morning 9 to 11 core Java, 11 to 2 Oracle, 2 to 4 HTML, and 4 to 6 some other batch. Timing changing, observe that. You can observe that one after one you are attending the sessions, but not all at a time. So JavaScript nature single threaded. While doing of the one task, another task starting not allowed. You have to wait to finish for the first task. Then you can start the second task. And these points I already explained that few minutes back. So especially these are the main points of the JavaScripts. And why the JavaScript becomes this much of popular in the web technologies? Why JavaScript using that much of widely in the JavaScripts are, and the main reasons are those. Faster, very speed, and less coding. And it is ready to work with other softwares and extending their capabilities, also extending functionality, dynamic declarations, restrictions not available. Actually, single threaded one angle, it's a drawback for JavaScript. The other subjects points of it's a drawback. But suppose if you are going to learning one subject, multi-threaded supporting subjects are, that person saying JavaScript single threaded, so it's a drawback, then my subject supporting the multi-threaded. Common, quite natural. That only I'm not focusing on these are all the main things. So what is all these are features of the JavaScript, not advantages, not benefits, features of the JavaScript. Every product some features available, sir. Our features are this one. Next, some more information here, sir. The line carefully observe, sir. JavaScript is which type of programming, sir? Object-based programming or prototype-based programming, but it is not OOPS. Object-oriented programming structure, no. Object-based programming structure. OOPS different to object-based different. Pronunciations will get like this, sir. It's very, very popular, this pronunciation. And current my subject is this one. The OOP, sir, is OBP. Object oriented, object based. So structure change together, then only will get the lot of differences in the coding. Lot of differences in the coding it will comes. So object oriented programming languages, if you want to create any objects, sir, first class creation required generally. First we have to develop one class, then we are creating the object. But in JavaScript, we are directly creating the object. We don't need to create the class. Or how program is works, sir? It will manage this internally. You just focus on object creations. No need to focus on the class creation. But a Java developer, .NET developer, first you are focusing on the class creation. Then only object is comes. But in this subject, directly object comes. Classes, you don't need to write it also. Just for your idea purpose, I'm showing a small explanation, program indirectly. Comparisons are scripting languages to programming language comparison. So suppose public student class is it, and inside that you are going to defining some variables. The full code I'm not writing, sir. But full code at a time taken process. So integer, some serial number of the student. Next string, name of the student. The object-oriented programming languages coding style. OOPS concept. And next one is serial number, name of the course. 3 variables I'm taking course. Next, if you want to store the data in these variables, in these properties, we need some constructors or setter methods or compulsory required, sir. So I'm going to writing one constructor also here, student, and it takes 3 parameters also here. So serial number, name, and course. This is constructor in OOPS. And inside the steps, sir, this dot serial number equals to serial number. As usual, this dot name equals to name. This dot to course equals to course. So class designing completed with some basic things. But if I want to utilize this class in my own program, main programming, sir, then we have to create the object in main method generally. Object creation will again extra step. Student some stu equals to new followed by student of, and we have to supply some details at 11 Rama C language. And then you can use this object. So this is the way of coding in OOPS, either C++ or Java or .NET, right? But same thing in JavaScript, what to do, sir? How many lines? Almost 10 lines we designed. Same code in JavaScript, a single line it will comes. Just a single line. I'm showing the JavaScript step, see that one. Constant stu equals to curly bracket, serial number 11, and a name Ram, course C, over. My code is over, run the program, you'll get output. Unbelievable, but it's a fact. Code completed is JavaScript. Oops, other languages. Heavyweight, lightweight. See that how much lightweight. Really, sir, you are just playing jokes, sir. Jokes, sir, serious subject. If you write one printing statement bottom, sir, all your student details printing on the screen. Where is object, sir? This is object. STU is the object. In this program also, where is object, sir? This STU is the object. So if you write these all the lines of code, what happens in OOPS related softwares? In prototype based softwares, the single line doing the same thing. But my last half an hour explanations meaning understand? Lightweight, simple. Detailed, not required. Simple is enough. Simple. So this is different programming pattern. The pattern is called as the prototype based and also called as object based. Of course, somebody calling this word, sir, somebody is calling this word. Which is the better to remember, sir? Prototype, try to remember. Prototype is always advantage to us because when you go for in future Angular or React or something, that faculty also using the regularly word prototype, object prototype, object prototype, object prototype. If you practice from here, there it becomes easier to you. And next one, if general points, sir. JavaScript is a client-side programming. Of course, it's a front end actually, as well as the client side. But JavaScript with some special features, they can also do the server side operations. First point, client side, I said, sir. Second point, I said the server side. But finally, it is a client or server, sir. By birth, JavaScript is client side. By birth. But with some other technologies support, they can also do the server side activities. But React JS, I said in the top of this explanation. What is React, sir? React is actually one of the server side framework. React is one of the server side framework. Equivalence to, sir. In React JS, what we can do, in our Java also you can do the same thing. In our .NET also you can do the same thing. .NET equivalence to Java, equivalence to React JS. Same concepts. So React is one of the server side activity. And React JS inside JavaScript is available. But React JS is server side, so it always executes in the server. Along with React JS, JavaScript is also executing in server only. So as per that, we are saying it's a server. Directly JavaScript server, it doesn't support, sir. If any others giving the support to me, I can do. Myself and individually, I'm always the client side activities only. My personally, I'm always client side. If any other software supporting, I can also do that one. Supporting required first of all. But if anybody they asked the question, JavaScript is client side or server side, what we have to say, sir? What is the point I said? Originally, it's a client side, but they can have the capability to do server side activities. Next one, JavaScript is a case sensitive programming, sir. In my batch, first time this word I'm using, because previous always we used the case insensitive, case non-sensitive, no case restrictions in HTML and CSS. Maybe you observed sometimes we typed program in capital letters, sometimes we typed program in small letters, but always we got the errors. Errors output. Sure, huh? Oh, but here errors comes. If you are not followed the cases properly, 100% it throwing the errors. Errors comes as, sir. But previously last 1 month you said no errors, sir. A non-programming, sir, so errors not available. This is fully coding part to errors fully comes. If you are not followed the syntaxes properly, if you are not followed the cases properly, always throwing the stones. And this point you know very well, no need to separately focus on this one. For 40 minutes back also we touched this point. If you want to start the practicing with JavaScript examples, nothing to do, sir. Daily you are using some editor, Edit Plus or Visual Studio, no something. Open the same editor. Take the HTML program only. HTML program inside, write the JavaScript. Save it and run it. How to save it, sir? Daily how you are saving? Continue the same process. How to run it, sir? Daily how you are running? Run the same way. JavaScript output it will comes. No changes in the procedure. No changes in the operations. Use your old editor. Type in the same style like as HTML, CSS. Save as like as HTML. Open the browser. Type the address in the browser. HTML output comes. Along with HTML output, JavaScript output also comes. Both combinedly displaying on the web page. So 1% also difference not available in procedure. Can you show that one, sir? See, I'm writing a simple and demonstration JavaScript example. Regular formats are file menu, new HTML, file menu, new HTML. Okay, file menu, new HTML. We'll get our regular HTML program. These lines you want to maintain it or remove it, your interest, sir. Go to the body. Body also no need, sir. Remove all the things. Yeah, lightweight. Yeah. Remove it. But where we can write the code, sir? Here only. Generally, you know already CSS knowledge. If I want to define some CSS styles, in which tag inside we have to define CSS styles? In which tag? Style tag. Like that, if I want to write the JavaScript, sir, use the script tag. CSS selectors we defined inside the style tag. JavaScript code we are writing inside the script tag. So directly start the script. One small printing message that hello world as usual. Script close. Save this program, run it. File menu, save. With which names are your interest? Extension compulsory HTML. Extension mandatory HTML. And this is JavaScript program, sir. I want to use the .js, sir. Not possible. If you use the .js, program never executes. You must use the .html only. Name of the program test.html. Yes. Open browser. Type the address. So e:/html2pm/test.html. Press enter, and that is your output. This output who produces? JavaScript. But I already executed demonstration example on JavaScript. Any procedural changes? No, sir. Daily, what are the steps we are performing? Today also we did the same steps and no changes in that one. Observe the number of lines. What are the tags we used? We used just a single tag, script inside directly one JavaScript function. But if I want to write 10 to 15 lines of code, sir, no problem. Continue step 2, step 3, step 4, step 5, 6 up to. You can write n number of steps, save it and run it. I want to solve the prime number program, sir. Write directly prime number logic here. I want to find out the biggest of two numbers logic programs, sir, right here. I want to develop the swapping of two numbers programs, sir, right here. Any program right inside the script tag opens and script tag close. Curly brackets, main functions, public static void, class test, something not allowed. Here not allowed. So remember that point carefully. That is only I suggested yesterday, sir. The concept you know, but implementations are different pattern. Be careful, I said. Be careful meanings maybe your understanding, I think. Okay, point wise I shown, sir. Anyway, this is the procedure, sir. Editor, whatever it may be, procedure same only. Editor is after all just a typing pad, sir. That's all. Based on the editor, our coding is changing it. It's not possible, sir. Edit plus, sir, Notepad plus, sir, Visual Studio, Eclipse, and NetBeans, sir, something. These all are the just examination pads. Pad changing, exam questions, answers changing. How, sir? Editor, anything. Process is same only. Next. One small information, sir. I already explained the starting of HTML in Reliance Fresh Building, this point. One more time, I'm repeating the point. If I install the browser software inside, only browser software only available, the other things also available. Or HTML library, HTML translator, like that, JavaScript library and JavaScript translator also. So when you are installing any browser software, whatever it may be, every browser software internally, it contains the browser original software plus the supporting softwares libraries. This is library and this is the translator. HTML library, HTML translator, like that. Now the JavaScript library, JavaScript translator. The different shapes, so eye-catchy. Like that, CSS library, CSS translator. So this is HTML libraries are HL. This is HTML translator HT. Color problem. Next, this is JavaScript library, sir. and this is JavaScript translators. Along with JavaScript translator, we have one more component, sir, JavaScript executor also available. Coding part ka sir, translator separate to executor separate. Your high level code convert into mission understandable format, one component responsibility. After converting into mission code, taking of the mission code, running and producing outputs, another component responsibility. Two things are working in background. But generally what we are saying, sir, and always, who is executes our program, sir, into browser? Who translates our program, sir, into browser? But browser internal lot of components available. The second time you point explanation. Same point to HTML introduction in the same style I explained that one. Long back gada. How many remember here these discussions? Genuinely raise the hands. I remember, sir, these points we already discussed. Genuinely. I remember. Raise once, all hands. 1, 2. Only 2 girls. 3 girls. Boys could do something. 4. Rest of all are Dasra. Next to Diwali also coming. But JavaScript also. Okay, see this one. Maybe if you forget it, try to recollect. So program translation, one component, program execution, one component, especially in JavaScript, sir. But who translates the program, who executes the program, that information I'm trying to provide. Is it necessary? Yes, sir. And instead of blindly working with the background awareness, we are working on simple. So who translates the program? That person is called as generally parser. Parser. P-A-R-S-E-R, parser. What is the responsibility of this parser, sir? JavaScript to high-level code. JavaScript to high-level code converts into mission understandable format. In the sense, mission code converts into mission understandable format. That is nothing but an mission code. Mission code in the sense, you know, that's nothing but an binary code. So high level code is converting into mission code. Who converts this one, sir? And that is called as JavaScript parser. JavaScript parser is doing this duty. So whenever the code converted, sir, then execution is going to start. Before conversion, execution, no chance, sir, because they cannot understand your coding instructions. So conversion success, then taking the one by one line, and it is going to executing the for processing of the mission code, means for execution of mission code and producing the outputs, one more component is there, that is called as JavaScript execution engine. Engines, bikes engines available, 110cc engine, 250cc engine, like that. JavaScripts also we have variety engines available. Now bikes also all are not using same engines together. Some bikes are using KTEC engines, some bikes are using DTSI engines, some bikes are using VVTI engines, variety available. Anybody Pulsar using a Pulsar? Your engine name is DTSI version name, like that. I'm using Jupiter as a document. Jupiter. Jupiter, which engine is using, sir? VVTI engine is using. Like that, car to car engine mode. And capacity same as that. Almost to maximum bikes capacity 90cc to 110cc, most of the bikes. But varieties of engine, what is the reason, sir? And whenever the model changing, some mileages differences, so performance differences are comes. Like that, JavaScript also using so many engines, sir. JavaScript execution engine. Where it is, sir? It is also the part of your browser only. It is also part of your browser only. But right now, what is our browser, sir? Google Chrome. I'm using the Chrome browser. But Chrome browser engine name what, sir? V8. Google Chrome browser using the internally engine. The engine name is called as the V8. Engine name, sir. Maybe 8 meaning 8 is nothing but maybe it's a version. V is nothing but their engine letter name. Exact meaning I don't know, but name of the meaning only. This is the engine used by the Google Chrome internally for processing of your JavaScript code. For Edge browser, Safari browser, Opera browsers available, sir. They have their own engines. They have their own engines. At the same time, some browsers are using the common engine also. Some browsers are using the common engine also. This available again in the bikes. Actual engine is manufactured by the one company, but the same engine is used by the other companies with some copyrights or the something tie-up operations. The same engine they are also using. Like that here also it happens. See that I'm showing here some engine names. So Google Chrome, Opera using the V8 engine, sir, and Firefox using the Spider Monkey, and Internet Explorer using the Chakra, and Safari browser using the Squirrel Fish, and Edge browser is using the V8 engine again. V8 so many users, sir. Yes, yes, coming to that point only. Original inventor of the V8 engine is Google company. The V8 engine is manufactured and designed by the copyrights by the Google. But Google is giving the tie-up operations to Microsoft also. So Microsoft using the Google developed engine in their browser. Microsoft Edge browser coming from Microsoft. So Microsoft paying some money to Google company and taking the rights to use their V8 engine. The mobiles happens at this one, and even the bikes also happens. But I'm using Vivo phone. My processor also Vivo na? No, kada? Who manufactured that processor? Vivo company manufactures. No, other company manufacturer, Vivo taking the copyrights permissions. You are using Samsung. Your processor Samsung only developed a guarantee. Some processor is Samsung developed, but Samsung nowadays using Snapdragon also kada? High-end models. So many mobile companies, but that number of processor not all. Mobile companies 20 available in the market, popular. 20 company processors available. Process hardly 4 or 5 available. Snapdragon 1, no? Exynos processor 1, no? MediaTek 1, Helio processor 1, another 1 or 2. These 5 processors, 6 processors, 20 companies are using in my hometown, Maurlo. So this is meaning, sir. Once again, concluding this step, program high level to mission code translated by the parser. The translated code executing and producing output by the execution engine. Every browser, they have their own parsers. Every browser, they have their own execution engines. For your awareness, almost 6 to 7 browsers list I given here. And the completely background informations are just for knowledge wise we discussed. And your time bad aithe, this becomes your interview questions also. This one especially. They're listing the browser name and asking what is the engine. Okay, balance things we'll see in tomorrow's session. Same room from tomorrow onwards. Don't go for the first floor.
free hosted in GitHub actually. We have provide free hosting. All I have worked. Like in this I use the transform tag. Like I zoom up the images.